Yo, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome to new. My name is Mark, and today we're back with another Twisted-Wonderland reaction. We're checking out SAVANACLAW's school uniforms vignettes for Leona and Ruggie and Jack. I almost thought there was only Ruggie and Leona. No, there's also Jack. We're going to be checking all three of them out today in this one video. If you want to see my other reactions to the other dorms for their school uniform vignette, you can check out the Patreon down below. Link will be in the description down below. You get early access over there. We're probably 3-4 days, if not all of them done over there. And while you're here, make sure to hit that like button on this video, subscribe, and ding that notification bell. Hype the video in YouTube mobile app. Helps me out a lot. And as always, shout out to Songstress Studios for the videos. The link to the Leonas will be in the description down below, and from there you should be able to find Ruggie and Jack, I assume. So yeah, while you're here, make sure you go over to the videos and hit the like button on Songstress Studios Vignettes videos. And yeah, anyways, this is called Leona's vignette called I'm Being Rude. Let's do this. School uniform. I'm Being Rude. Leona King Sky. That's such a cool name. Classroom. How long do you tend to keep me waiting? Valid question. No one should keep Bill waiting. The photographer is surely wondering what's become of us. Come, we must not dawdle. True. The photographer? Hell yeah. Photographers are cool. I love photography, bro. I take a lot of nature photos. I might start posting on Instagram again. You can find me over there on Instagram at Mark Jr. or Mark Jr. Reacts. It's one of those two, if not both. Or on Twitter. I probably will start posting photos on Twitter as well. It's easier that way. Anyways, I just like photography. I already told you, I ain't going. Fair enough, man. Why in the world would I have my picture taken with you just for some measly school paper? Damn. Measly school paper? I gotta fix my mustache. Okay, valid question, I guess, for Leona to ask. What's Bill's response gonna be? Why? Because you and I are housewards, and the next feature is intended to acquaint new students to our dorms. Oh, that actually makes sense, man. And Leona's probably less intimidating when he's with someone else, if we're being honest here. Because on his own, I mean, to be fair, Leona could definitely take some really good portrait shot. Like, he could be in do some really good portrait and be a portrait model really well. No doubt about that. But at the same time, depending on what he's wearing, he might be intimidating. So actually, it actually would, if that's not why they're thinking of it, but it would be a good idea to just put him with someone like Vil, whose beauty is like the center stage, and so Leona will just be there, but not in a intimidating way, because he's nothing's as intimidating as Vil's beauty. I don't know. Sorry that maybe. Thus, I am obliged to place all alluring assets upon my Fiori on display for their viewing pleasure. Hell yeah, man! I'm already enjoying the view. House wardens are the face of the dorm, as it were. That is true. There's nothing you could say that talk me into getting prettied up over a school paper. Why not just write some spiel about us instead? Because it's not as personable as a photo. Because photos can say a lot about a person. Even just a basic, photo can tell you a lot about how a person is, just based on how they, hold themselves. Their expressions, stuff like that. Like, a picture tells 1,000 words. Pictures can tell more than a description ever could. A professional never cuts corners, and never would there be a truer tragedy than a spiel without an accompanying visual. You're coming, that is final. Damn. He's not wrong. A professional never cuts corners. A real professional doesn't. And never would there be a truer tragedy than a spiel without a visual. True. You're coming, that's final. Man, Vil to say that. That is final. Those are fighting words. Oh, the OSC could tell too. May as well be arguing with a wall. Think of it as you will. Let's get this over with. Hell yeah, let's do this. Too bad there's no illustration to come with this, because then I have something to use for the thumbnail. Wait, have you failed to notice that the button on your vest is loose? Who cares? It still does what it's supposed to. True! But this is Bill you're talking about, man. This won't do it all. The way it dangles makes you look no better than a common pauper. I mean, yeah. But could you, like, lower the level of insult maybe a little bit? Like, just tone it down like a slight notch. Damn, man. Don't have to destroy his self-esteem, although Leona's self-esteem couldn't be destroyed by Bill, I don't think. Hey, what? Damn. This is why I detest SAVANACLAW. Each and every one of you is only more boorish and uncouth than the next. How I pity your poor uniforms. Damn! Bro. He's just dissecting them. Verbally, bro. Damn, man. Be nice to SAVANACLAW. They aren't all bad. Jack's pretty chill. I gotta say, I think Jack is the most chill of SAVANACLAW. Like, I don't even think that's a question. So, be nice to Jack at least. He's nice, man. I will safely assume you don't carry a sewing kit with you as a proper gentleman of your age would. What year are you from? What year is it in this world, anyways? Like, okay, so if it's not modern day, what's the most accurate, like, time period for Twisted-Wonderland? Because, like, I have questioned that in the past. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but I do question it constantly, just out of curiosity. Because, like, depending on the time period, it might make sense for a proper gentleman of his age to carry a sewing kit. I do appreciate, this is a small detail, but I do appreciate that, like, the whole idea of, like, sewing isn't seen as, like, a woman's job or whatever. I think it's stupid. Like gender roles like that. But I do appreciate that. That's, like, a proper gentleman carries a sewing kit. I don't know, I just think that's cool. Do I rightly assume that as a prince you've been taught that an inability to attend yourself is somehow acceptable? Valid question. But at the same time, I don't know what he's been taught as a prince, actually. I don't know what his family is like either, though. I don't know if they're better than him or worse than him. I don't know. Do we ever meet his family? Like, I don't care if it's like in season 2. I mean, that'd be cool. But like, do we ever, like, actually meet, like, visually meet his, like, any family? It's unbelievable. You and I both rank as houseborns. Damn, man. I do appreciate that Vil is, like, unquestionably just, like, he's not intimidated by Leona at all. I wonder why. I imagine Vil is probably physically fit. Yeah, I could see him. I could see him having a fit body. So I guess that's probably also why he's not intimidated by Leona. But I just imagine people are just generally intimidated by Leona the same way they are Malleus. Well, actually, no. Malleus is slightly more intimidating because he's like the top 5. One of the top 5 strongest people, I guess. Anyways. Moving on. As I have no other choice, I shall deign to grant you use of my sewing kit. Now fix that button at once. Does Leona know how to? What's up? Or whatever. Why ever are you taking off your vest? Sorry, I'm being rude. Yeah, you are, man. But it would do me well for a dignified gentleman like you to show me how it's done. Damn. Damn, I'm getting him to do his work for him. That's smart. That is smart. Vil, you better see through his trickery to get it to have you do it for him. You better see through that. I trust you to see through that. Why do I have to fix your button? Okay, you're seeing something. Seeing it so far, yeah. Well, you don't have to. I'm perfectly fine going like this, but is this how you want me to look on such an important occasion? Damn. Leona knows how to talk. Gotta give him that one. There he is, Vil Schoenheit, known through all of Twisted-Wonderland as the fairest of them all. Yeah, he is the. I've said this before. I'll say it again. He's one of the fairest, but I don't think he's the fairest. I think that goes to either Malleus, Riddle, Kareem, or Silver, and maybe even Idia, in terms of fairest of them all. Like, most beautiful. I do think it's a competition. It's not just set in stone Nashville. Still, he must be awfully full of himself to not even spare a passing glance at who's standing next to him. Damn, man. Leona knows how to talk. I imagine that's what people think, seeing me like this next to you, but heck if I care. That is true. Leona doesn't care. Ville's the only one who does. Heh, go on. Show me how it's done, since I'm so, what was it again? Boorish and uncouth. Your smirk right now is utterly appalling. Give me your vest and be quick about it. At least Ville does see through it. And Leona's pretty honest about it too. Sing a new tune now, ain't ya? You're a little more than fine prop to decorate my stage, and the professional always looks after his props. Damn! Bro. You know what? I can't even blame Ville for that. For that insult, man. I can't even blame him for that. Leona is being annoying, so to speak, is being rude. So, damn, man. Calling it a prop, though, that's wild. Kind of true at this point. I'm one heck of a pricey prop, though. Better show some gratitude. I mean, you are probably pricey, yeah. You're good arm candy. Have you no shred of dignity? If it weren't for this photo shoot, this vest would... What's up? What is it? Yeah, what is it? This button is similar to the others, but clearly different. This isn't one of the originals. Oh, it isn't. You do know how... Of course he does. So it makes sense, actually. Okay, so he does know how to sew. I asked the question, does he even know how to? It makes sense that he does, just... Probably not great, just enough to get by. Terribly slipshod work, of course. You could have tried to use a matching button. Slipshod work. Just say terribly shitty work. Well, actually, no, he's a proper gentleman, so he wouldn't swear, I don't think. But slipshod, that's basically like shit, right? Like saying shit work. I'm saying shit work, because it sounds... It's simpler to say. Who cares when you can barely notice it? He's not wrong. Bah, to think you've tricked me into fixing it for you. Hey, Ville, look on the bright side. At least you can do a better job than him. So at least you can, instead of leaving up to him and doing like a slipshod work, as you'd say, you can just make sure it's perfect to your standards. So there is that. It wouldn't have mattered if you did or didn't, you know. Buttons always come back. Excuse me. Buttons come back? Every time one of them comes off, I just hang myself in my room and the button's suddenly back on again. Is that Ruggie or Jack? It's probably Ruggie doing it, right? Ruggie or Jack? So there's never any point in putting in the time to fix it. It's funny, though. Can't say I recall ever casting a spell like that. I could see Leona casting a spell like that if he found the energy or desire to do so. So it's probably Ruggie, right? I mean, maybe Jack? I could see it being either Ruggie or Jack, honestly. That would be because you clearly never did. Yeah, clearly. Someone is fixing them for you. Ruggie, I'm sure. Okay, I'm glad. Okay. At least me and Ville are on the same page. That's probably Ruggie. So, Ruggie's chill. Magic, Ruggie, it fixes itself either way. He's so, like, nonchalant. And yet he has the vibe of someone who's, like, actually cool. Like, he's actually cool. Despite being so unapologetically blunt and nonchalant. You're repugnant. The only thing you have going for you is a handsome face. I mean, he does have a handsome face. He objectively, Leona is a very attractive guy as well. Basically all the characters are objectively attractive. Leona is definitely up there in terms of, like, objectively attractive. He also has a strength going for him. Let's be real. He has strength, too. What was that? Damn. This is why I hate spoiled princelings. Ooh. That sounds personal. What other princes has he dealt with? Because he says this is why I hate spoiled princelings, like he's dealt with them before. Because that's like some real hatred right there. Why does he hate princelings though? Oh, that's it? I forgot that this is a Leona vignette and not a Vil vignette. Okay. So far though, I assume this might like continue with Vil's vignette, right? This obviously feels like something that's gonna continue with Vil's. I'm not gonna go to Vil's right now because I'm doing this dorm by dorm this time. But anyways, let's move on to, I assume it's our Ruggie or Jack next. Alright, up next is Jack's vignette, caught red-handed. Ooh, he caught a thief red-handed maybe? Or someone else? Anyways, give the like over to the video, and let's get into it. School uniform, caught red-handed, Jack Howell. Cafeteria. I still not quite sure how I feel about his last name being Howell. Fair enough, but at the same time, it just doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Like, Jack Howell. Like, compared to, like, say, Jamil Viper. Or, I'm blanking out other last names right now. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't feel like it rolls off the tongue as good as, like, Jamil Viper does, for example. But Jack Howell, that is a pretty cool name. The cafeteria is pretty crowded. It'll probably take the whole lunch break just to get through that line. Yeah, probably. He looks so majestic too, man. So many characters look majestic. I don't know why, man. I'm envious of the students that get to see all these majestic characters all the time, man. Yeah, it's a long line. You know, real talk here. Why do schools always have, like, most schools, at least when I was in school, I don't know if it's changed now, but why do schools always have, like, a set 30 to 40 minute lunch, lunch period, when sometimes the lines can be so long that some students don't get lunch until they're like 5, maybe 10 minutes left if they're lucky. Genuinely, like, or they could have been like, because the line's so long, or they had to, like, get held back for, like, extra classes or something like that. I don't know. I've never understood why there's a set lunch period like that. It should be adaptable to the average length of time that a line takes, if that makes sense. Might be better if I start cooking for myself and eating in the classroom. Huh? That's not a bad idea, man. Cooking for yourself and eating in the classroom. What's up? Sniff, sniff. Where's that rotten smell coming from? It's all over the cafeteria. Ooh. Rotten smell. A dead body? A beastman's nose like mine is better than most, but I can't be the only one smelling this. The only one who's taken notice, maybe. I don't know. But okay. The rotten smell. What's the rotten smell? A dead body? If some kind of dangerous potion's at work here, the school will be up in a panic in no time. True. And then I won't be able to practice today. Oh no! Can't have that. You gotta be able to practice. I gotta find the source to take care of it before anyone else notices. True. Let's get to work. Detective Jack Howell. Detective Howell. I bet I got it down quickly enough with my signature spell, but I can't use it in a place like this. Ooh, what's your signature spell? I want to know what his signature spell is. What can you do? Oh. If the signature spell allows him to hunt something down quickly enough, that means it'll probably show up in some capacity in Season 2, I'm guessing. If it does, that'll be cool. I want to know I want to see it in action. I want to see what he can do. What's Leona's? What's Leona's signature spell? We don't really see signature spells get mentioned often. The only time it does really is like the few like with like cater and riddle, and sometimes and occasionally Trey. Don't really get to see that mentioned often, so I keep forgetting that everyone has a signature spell, or almost everyone. Oh, I'm so curious what other signature spells are like Leona, Ruggie, Jack, or everyone basically. Can you have more than one signature spell? Trying to follow my nose. I'm following my nose. Wait a sec. Is it coming from that seat in the right-hand corner? I have no idea. I can't see. What's in the seat? Ooh, how's it floating, sea urchin? Was it Floyd and Jay? What'd they do? If it isn't Jack Hall, come to join us for lunch by any chance? No. But what'd you do? Not exactly. I got a question for you two. It was them, right? What'd they do? Mind showing what's in that briefcase you got? A briefcase, bro. That's like the straight up like the scene of like a movie with like where there's a bomb in the briefcase, bro. I doubt there's a bomb here. Has to be a pretty strong bomb to do any kind of damage in a magic school. Now, we're in the cafeteria. If you're in the mood for business, I'll have to ask that you meet with us at Mostro Lounge after class. No can do, right? Besides, if you're itching to see what's inside, then you gotta make it nice and pay the price. What's the price? Depends on the price. You're up to something shady again, aren't you? Now hand it over. Yeah, I don't think they take Jack in a fight. I'd just hand it over if I were them. Jack's a big guy. What was that? You want to throw down? Floyd, you're not taking the fight. You're not taking it. I don't think you're hiding that much muscle under there, bro. Of all people, between Jade and Floyd, I could see Floyd getting into a fight. But he's not taking Jack. Even though fights aren't like probably a big thing. You heard me. Let me see what's inside. Now. Ah, no. Don't force it open. Force it open. Damn. Blah. Ick. What kind of weird liquid is this? Without a question. This isn't even what I was smelling before. It's more of an ocean smell. Damn, man. It happens to be the latest beauty lotion we've developed. We're planning to hand this to our client, but now... Damn, man. So your client's Bill, probably. Huh, so it wasn't anything dangerous after all. Sorry for jumping to the conclusions. I'll pay you back. You'll pay him back for what? Pay them back what, though? There's that smell again. 2 seats over to the left. That's it. Is it really? What is it? You've got to be kidding me. You're the culprit? Who is it? Apple. Culprit. Hello, Jack. Do you need something? Hey, Apple. How you doing, bro? Happy to see you again. Love your hair, as always. I love your bow tie? I love you. I love Apple's outfit. The fit. It fits him perfectly. I don't just mean in like size, obviously, but like it just like matches his vibe and personality perfectly. For now. I do appreciate that Jack is like a dog with a bone almost. And like he's like doesn't care about that right now. He's on the hunt. Girl, okay, come clean, Apple. Show me what it is you're hiding. What are you hiding, Apple? What's nice little Apple hiding? I was just enjoying some Vichy, what the fuck? Vichy soy and risotto? Really? I believe you, but I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that shit again, bro. I don't know what it is. Tell me what it is in the comments. You can't fool my nose. You're about to be caught red-handed. That's the punchline. I'm sniffing too. Could you stop sniffing like that? Please? Got it. It's coming from your coat pocket. What's in this coat pocket? Is it cheese? Eek! Wait. Is this a Food container? Well, time for the big reveal. What is it, man? What is it? It's packed with onions. Onions? That's the foul smell? Onions. Oh, onions don't smell that bad. I like onions. I don't eat them plain. Like I like them on like sandwiches, pizza, and pizza, subs. Well, I guess technically a sub is probably a sandwich. Although maybe it's two separate things. The point is, I like onions. I don't think they're that bad of a smell. That's right. Sliced onions, chopped onions, shredded onions. Oh, and onion oil. Why? Wait. Where do you go? Is the onion oil just like on the onions? Or is that like in a vial or something? You like onions, Apple? I hate onions. Oh, that's me. Why do you even have these in your pocket in the first place? Damn, man. Well, my housewarming said that I needed to focus on eating full-course meals with impeccable manners this week. Fair. That's fair, man. Your housewarming is... Vil. Yeah, Vil. Apples and pomme fleur. I remembered. I couldn't cover Apple's ceremonial robes, but I can cover his... I can cover everything else for him. Except for, like, the dorm uniforms that I'm skipping, obviously, because I haven't gotten that far in the anime. But, like, cool. I get to learn more about Apple, which would be fun. But what does onions have to do with anything, man? But they've all been rather lacking in flavor, so I've gotten into the habit of sprinkling onions on my food when no one's looking. Fair enough, man. Man after my own heart. I love that. Hell yeah, man. Someone else that likes onions, the flavor of onions too, man. I'm glad. Me and Apple both like onions. Now, I hope you have something you'd like to say to me. Yeah, apologize, Jack. Come on. Be the man. Yeah, I'm sorry for suspecting you for messing up your lunch. I apologize. Hell yeah, man. Nice. Thank you, Jack. I'll forgive you if you eat every last one of the onions. Damn, man. Apple's sadistic. Fair enough. No, anything but that. Kidding, I wouldn't do that to someone who knows how to give a proper apology. Fair enough, man. I like Apple, man. I do. From what little I have seen of Apple, I do really like him, man. And I also really like Jack. Jack's just a stand-up guy. Like, he's just a normal... Okay, normal... stand-up guy. For the most part. Like, he knows when he's wrong. Say, Center here, how would you like to join me for lunch? Sure, I guess it's about time. We're in the same class, but we barely talked to each other before now. Hell yeah! You made a friend! You both made a new friend! Hell yeah, I'm happy for it, man. Just, please keep those onions as far away from me as possible. Irk. Okay. That was fun. I enjoyed that a lot, man. I'm glad that they become friends. I could see them like just being friends, hanging out more and more. I could ship them. I honestly could. I could see myself shipping them. Those two are adorable together already, man. I love them already. Anyways, let's move on to Ruggie's Vignette, which I believe is the last one, because there's only 3 characters in SAVANACLAW. Alright, we're back with Ruggie's Vignette, and it's called Grammy Doesn't Need Fancy. That's right, man. Grammy is grandmother. Grandma doesn't need fancy. Anyways, like that video. Make sure you like the video here if you haven't already, and let's do this. Ruggie Gucci. I'm calling him Ruggie Gucci. I think. Cafeteria. Boy, oh boy, Leona's such a tyrant. I wish he'd think of the time whenever he roars out orders. Damn, man. Leona's such a tyrant. So what kind of grub can I have for a midnight snack without anyone noticing? We got eggs and... Oh, someone's picked wild herbs and vegetables. Hell yeah. I bet a soup would really hit the spot about now. Well then, don't mind if I do. Fair enough. There's tons to choose from. I'll just pick a few at random and chop them up, throw some water in a pot, get some stock going, some salt and pepper. Of course he knows how to cook. He knows how to wait tables. He knows how to do all that stuff. He knows how to cook. Makes sense, man. Now I will say, ooh la la la. Okay, just needs to boil for a while. Where we going? Hell yeah. I will say, Ruggie, I think, interests me a lot because I'm so curious to know more about his background, like his like why he is the way he is, and stuff like that. I'm just so curious. I don't blame him for like doing all this work and all that for whatever reason that he does. Like, it's whatever reason he needs to do the work, valid. I'm just so curious why he ends up having so many jobs and stuff like that. I can't wait for season 2 to come. Hopefully, talk a little bit about that. If not a lot, at least a little bit. Sweet golden. Oh, I thought I smelled something savory from the kitchen. Good evening, Ruggie. Good evening, Jade. Hey, Jade. Kind of funny to bump into someone else in the middle of the night. True. Almost like Jade planned this. Is it so odd? I find the dark brings me solace, so I enjoy taking the occasional stroll around the campus after hours. Fair enough, man. That sounds so edgy, though. I find the dark brings me solace, so I enjoy taking the occasional stroll around the campus after hours. That sounds so edgy coming from him, man. But fair enough, man. Fair enough. Is there a curfew at this school, like in their dorms, or is it more like dorm dependent? I'm curious. Or does the school not care as long as you get to class on time and do all that? Now, about that soup you're making, do I spot some scrumptious wild veggies floating in there? Yeah, you do. Probably. Good eye. Not every day you see the good stuff, right? Might borrow a few more for some stir-fry tomorrow, you know? Ooh. You better share, Ruggie. Share at least a tiny morsel. I want to try it. Will you? I don't recall giving you permission. Damn, man. Huh? Yeah, huh? I went to the mountain and gathered those myself. No, you didn't. I don't believe you. My last forage went rather well, if I do say so myself, but preparing them the same way each and every time can get ever so dull. I don't know if I believe him. Because I know Jade, he's the crafty type. Jade is the crafty type. I wouldn't put it past him to lie about this. I don't know if I believe him. If he did, cool. But I don't know if I believe him. What kind of con is he running? Which was why I placed them on the table in hopes that one of the kitchen ghosts teach me a new recipe tomorrow. Sure, buddy, sure. Oh, I'm really sorry. Oh, that was fast. I haven't said a word. You don't need to say a word, man. It's all in the looks. Don't play dumb with me. We both know that there are consequences for borrowing from Octagonal. True. Oh. Didn't think about that one. Hopefully it's just as simple as just like making some food for him occasionally. That might be fine. Maybe. And yeah, I know that saying sorry isn't going to be enough to make this go away. At least you know that. But it's better to get the sorry out of the way now. Wait, you said you wanted to change up how you cook these, right? Jade? Yeah, he did. Indeed, I did. I ultimately tend to settle between sauteing or boiling them. Fair. Then you're in luck. I'll teach you some of my recipes. I know my way around every herb and vegetable here. Hell yeah. I want to learn from Ruggie too. Don't know if you like the taste or not, but it'll at least give you some ideas on how to mix it up. Fair enough. So, that work for you? Wait, how many recipes do you know then? Would these maybe 30, give or take? Damn! Teach me your ways, Ruggie! Well now, that many? Yeah, I know, right, man? Most of them only involve adding seasoning and stuff, though. Fair enough. You know, sometimes I forget some of these characters have hands. Because I'm not always paying attention to if they lift their hands or not, so sometimes I'm looking and I'm like, I don't know if they have hands anymore. I think it's funny. How about I show you a few tonight? Any more and the soup will start burning. Ooh, that's not good. Don't want the soup to start burning. Alright, just a moment while I get something to write them down. Cool. Okay, from the left we've got a marinade, a saute, and an omelet. Ooh, an omelet. Share the omelet. I love omelets, bro. Omelets are tasty enough with the bare minimum cheese and eggs, but throwing these herbs here and you kick them up to 11 just like that. Hell yeah, I want some omelets now, man. Omelet. The bitter greens don't mesh well in sautés, by the way. Okay, good to know. Anyway, all these foods will keep till tomorrow, so feel free to bring them back to the dorm and chow down whenever. Oh yeah. That's awesome, man. I see. Who knew such simple adjustments make for a variety of new recipes? This truly has been enlightening. Yeah. Okay, I'm starting to believe that Jade actually did go pick the herbs and stuff. I'm just so suspicious of him at this point. It's been enlightening for me, too. I must admit it, I'm pleasantly surprised. Hell yeah. That's good, man. Yeah, why is that? I'd assume they would each lack a certain flavor, but each one is more elaborately seasoned than the next. That makes sense. It's all about seasoning at the end of the day. Huh, that's the Ruggie guarantee. Cool. My Grammy taught me everything I know about the kitchen. Hell yeah, man. That explains it. She must be an exceptional cook. Probably, yeah. Oh yeah, the best in our neighborhood, I bet. Hell yeah. We never had fancy seasonings like these. The Grammy doesn't need fancy to make anything finger-licking good, if it's not rotten, that is. That's cool, man. I'm glad that Ruggie appears to have a great relationship with his Grammy. That's sweet, man. I'm happy for him. It's a seemingly good relationship with family. I'm glad. We don't always get that. Splendid. I'd be pleased if you taught me a few more of them sometime. Whoa there, I think what I just showed you is enough to cancel out my soup debt, huh? Lesson 2 is gonna cost you. Smart, Ruggie, smart. You drive a hard bargain. Yeah, he's good though. He doesn't do nothing for free. That goes all for you. Okay, can't keep Leona away, so see you when I see you. Hell yeah. That's it? Alright, cool. That's it. Cool. And that was Ruggie's vignette. Grammy doesn't need fancy. That's right, Grammy doesn't need fancy. And that's the last of the SAVANACLAW dorm vignettes for school uniforms, specifically. Yeah. I'm so curious to learn more about Ruggie and Jack. And Leona. Leona is interesting to me. I don't hate him at all. In fact, I do quite like him, but I don't know if I like him the same way I like Malleus or Kaleem or any other house warden. It's just something about Leona. It's like, I don't hate him. I'm quite fascinated by him, but I'm not like head over heels for him like I am for some of the other characters. Most of the other characters, actually, honestly. Anyways, though, I am very curious to know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you let me know, and also check out the Patreon for the early access to the other reactions. And with that said, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, my name is Mark. Never stop being yourself. Stay safe there, and I will see all you incredible people in a very next video.